Hello my friends, welcome to Talk to Me Tuesday for Tuesday, January 14th, 2020. This is Jennifer. As you can see, we're back in the sewing room. My kiddo went back to college and his room is the official guest room again, at least until spring break. So I'm back in here, which means more sewing will be happening very, very soon. I have a couple of fun things to share. This quilt will be bound before Linus on Saturday. This is, I believe, the one that I quilted in December. It was supposed to go to the December meeting, but as I mentioned before, I did not go to the December Linus meeting because we had some family stuff going on. This quilt and this quilt will also be bound for Saturday. Both of these were orphan block quilts that I pieced the tops for at our Sandbox Sister retreat in November. I have fabric pulled for binding all ready to go, so I just need to run that through my AccuQuilt, make my 2.5-inch strips, and then these are baby quilts. I'll get them bound very, very quickly. As I mentioned last week, one of the projects that I will be working on between now and probably mid to end of February will be two at least 50 by 70-inch quilts for Oz Comfort Quilts. Those quilts will go to families affected by the bushfires in Australia. I am going to make 2 quilts from orphan blocks myself, and if you guys Talk to Me Tuesdayers, Talk to Me Tuesday viewers, if you want to send orphan blocks to me for this project, anything I don't use, I will mail in the box with the Oz Comfort Quilts that I'm sending, and they have volunteers there that are also working on quilts. The very lovely Lynn sent me a box of orphan tops, and I will be including the larger ones to go to Australia, and then the smaller one will go to Linus. I want to just show you a really quick peek of those. This is a slightly smaller one, beautiful and perfect for Linus. This gorgeous tessellating quilt top is, as you can see, enormous and will be more than large enough to go for Oz Comfort Quilts. And I just want to warn Jeannie, hold on to your hat. Lynn donated a beautiful, beautiful Lone Star quilt, all in blues. I know you can't see it all, but it is more than big enough to send to Oz Comfort Quilts. Lynn, if I have time, I will quilt these 2 big ones when I send mine. If I don't have time, I will send them on because, like I said before, they do have quilters who are ready and waiting to quilt quilt tops. They prefer quilts or quilt tops, but they will take orphan blocks as well. I did have one other thing to show you guys, and it's basically, I forgot to show it to you last week. I intended to include it in my video recap of 2019. This is the project board that I have been using for the last several years. I think this might be my 3rd year, so maybe the last couple years, but I have loved this project board. It helps to keep me motivated. It's simple. It's the least complicated one I've ever had. And it also helps me when I feel like I haven't gotten anything done. I can look at it and see that I have. So this is my project board, which I've shown you guys a couple of times before at least. I have a pending project in progress, to be pieced, to be quilted, quilting in progress, bind and label, quilted for others, and finished. Notice I do not have a UFO category. I just decided not to worry about that anymore. I did that last year, year before. I have in progress. So my Star Trek row along is still in progress. I'm not considering it a UFO because I haven't given up on it. I will get it finished, and it just feels better to not call it a UFO. I don't really have that many UFOs, so just having that there, like these 2, technically UFOs, but they just need to be quilted. So I have them in the to be quilted list, and it feels less stressful than to call them UFOs. These are my actual finishes that I showed you guys last week. I did manage to show you everything except for 2 cushions that I made for my son, and I cannot find the pictures anywhere, so maybe I didn't take pictures. I probably did, but I can't find them. Everything else that I listed was here. For my Linus quilts, I just do little hash marks, and that is because I keep a list of all the Linus quilts, and these go back for years. This is something I did myself in my word processor. I believe I have shared it with Cynthia in the past, and basically I just have January, February, March, April, etc. And I just write down what I donated so that I remember. So I have like BFF Retreat Disappearing 9 Patch is one of the ones that I have on here, and I remember what quilt that was, so I just have a short description. I'm actually going to add a column this year because on this side I have donated tops that people have sent me that are completed tops or completed quilts. The donated tops either I quilt or I give to someone else to quilt, and then the quilts or yarn blankets, I just write those down. So I keep a separate column for things that people have sent me. That's how I knew to tell you guys how many I had received last year. Also keep on my quilted for others. These are Linus quilts I quilted for other people. And I just do that so that I remember how many I've quilted even though they weren't for me, because I don't count those in my totals. So now this project board needs a really quick makeover. So now as you can see, everything is the same I've changed other Linus tops as a new post-it notes, and then I have my finished Linus as new post-it notes, and this whole thing is for finished. So I have plenty of room to get some finishes in this year. That wraps up all my quilty goodness for today. I did have some interesting statistics to share with you guys. 80% of people who watch my videos are not subscribed, and I got a nudge from YouTube to recommend that if you watch my videos to subscribe. So if you guys have not subscribed, you can go to my YouTube page and you can subscribe, and apparently it does something for my YouTube numbers. So I don't really care about that stuff that much, or I would have been pushing it for years. You guys probably realize that I'm not a fabulous business person, because I would rather just talk to you and have a great time and enjoy our craftiness, because I just have so much more fun doing this as my passion and my way to connect to my friends and the way to give back to my community. And anyway, so you guys, if you want to subscribe, great. If you don't want to subscribe, I don't really care about my numbers, so I love you guys anyway. That is it. I will see you next week. Bye.